Hello Potato, welcome to part 2 of my build of LEGO Kit 10326, the Natural History Museum, part of the Modular Buildings Collection, part of the Icons line. In the first part, if you didn't watch it, and I don't know why you wouldn't have, I mean if you're watching part 2, why you wouldn't watch part 1, but if you didn't watch it, we built this. This is the first 8 bags. It is about half of the first floor of the museum. I hope to get through another 8 bags, at least in this video. And just one thing I forgot to mention in the video last time. You can see it if you watch the fast forward. It's pretty obviously in there. But I made a point of mentioning that back here in the corner, there's a piece of cheese behind that mouse hole under the floor that you're never going to see again. But what I forgot to mention is also under the floor is a set of bones, like a leg bone of possibly a largish dinosaur. It's too big to be human bones. Although honestly, that would have been a good place for a minifigure skeleton if my Halloween stuff wasn't all put away. I probably would have gone and got one out and added it in. But I thought when I was building it, like, oh, it's gonna be like a little display of like an archaeological dig site, because you have these uncovered bones and little mounds of dirt and stuff. And then I totally missed that I then put floor over it, and you can't see it and never will again. I can't get to it anymore because the walls are kind of holding the floor in place. So I can't, otherwise I would have popped it open and we could take a look at it. But you can see it in the fast forward. I think it's visible for probably a good minute or two of fast forward time. So you can, look at it. But the thing about it is, and this is the interesting thing that I thought, because that's why I thought it was a display, is so there is an unreviewed archaeological site, or I guess it'd be a paleontological site, wouldn't it? Because it's not human history, it's animals. Under the museum. It's visible just under the floor, which means when they built the museum, they knew it was there. And they ignored the historical significance of that find, which was right on the surface, so they could build the museum on top of it. That's some pretty... First of all, I think it's ironic that you've ignored a bit of natural history to build your museum about natural history. But second, I feel like that's I feel like the mayor of the Lego village here might be corrupt in that he let that happen. Or maybe it's the head scientist of the museum, which we haven't found yet. He's presumably in a later bag. But I think he's this little fella right there is going to be the head of the museum. So yeah, that's interesting. There's corruption in Legoland. So I have added a couple things to the set since we last spoke. I put the little Triceratops person from the most recent collectible minifigure series, 25 I think, up there in the front, because that's always where I plan on putting them. And I have added the Dr. Jones into the museum as well, because again, I always was going to. And I commented before that is clearly Indiana Jones's whip, because there is no note about it in the book. The book has little fun facts, little trivia bits about like all of the exhibits that you build, except that whip. Like this part of the Natural History Museum really rocks. These types of quartz, geodes, and stalagmites have been collected from all over the world. So stuff like that for everything except for the little whip. Let's see if we can get back to that. Here it is. Yeah, see this page, where you put the whip in, just talks about the coprolite. Yes, this is in fact dino poo. Fossilized dinosaur waste coprolite can actually tell us a lot about a species' diet. The Brachiosaurus, for example, was strictly a vegetarian. So we have information about that, but not about that. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's probably supposed to be Indiana Jones's whip, but at the same point, I feel like it's also a trilobite, because it does kind of, from a distance, look like the way trilobites are usually displayed in a museum, fossilized into rock, and the spiral is their shell. But I mean, that's the same point. It's clearly Indiana Jones's whip. It's actually literally the same exact whip this Indiana Jones came with. That is from the fighter plane chase set. I did that from when this video comes out, probably 2 or 3 weeks earlier. I mean, I really did it like for myself. I did it like this week, but when you see this, it'll be at least 2 or 3 weeks since I put that together and did a video on that, and you can go and watch that too. It's already back there. So yeah, today we're going to pick up at bag number 9. I feel like these next two bags are going to go a little faster. I feel like we're going to have a lot of wall work in here, because if you look at 9 here, it's got a lot of large bricks, not a ton of fiddly bits. I feel like we're gonna finish building up the first floor pretty quickly here, and then move on to the second in this video. And then we'll do like a third video. We'll probably finish second floor. We probably won't get through all the second floor today, or not today, but today for me, in this video for you. We probably won't get all through the second floor, but we will get at least part of it done, I'm sure. And then next time in part 3, we'll do the rest of the second floor and the roof and be done with it. So with nothing much more to say about where we are at this point, let's get into the fast forward. So we've gone from bag 8 through bag 18. Well, I guess 9 through 18. We did first 8 last time, but yes, kind of what I thought. We finished the first floor. We've done a fair amount, I think, on the second floor there. I am not sure how many bags there are left, but there are 20 something in the set. But we'll finish it next time. So, second floor. Well, finishing the first floor, we got our statuary out front. We've got a lovely little Brachiosaurus skeleton there. Got some stairs, which I see have a loose tile on them. There we go, fix that. We got the wall to the bathroom and that little laboratory space back there. We got lots of windows, we got a door, we got a printed museum sign, and we got a little diagram of the core of the Earth. And I just broke the statue. So, yeah, technically those are minifigures, but they're not, the instructions weren't for them like minifigures, and I'm not going to count them such, although you could, I suppose do if you're doing some imaginative play, they could come to life and hit people with their big stone magic sticks. But clearly, the star of the first floor is the Brachiosaurus skeleton. That was a little tricky to put together, I'll be honest with you. Very delicate. I am charmed by the use of white bananas for the ribs. Now, obviously, it's not as detailed or fancy as the dinosaur skeleton. I think it was an idea set from a few years back, although they didn't have a brachiosaur in that set, so, it's got that going for it, which is nice. And then the second floor, we have space. We have satellites, and I guess it's supposed to be a little moon colony per the little fun fact in the instructions. Get this on properly. It'll probably be easier to put this on properly once there's more heft to it, once the rest of the walls are attached. But we have the solar system. We have a rocket on its landing. We have a... that doesn't seem right. There must be more going over here. This feels like a safety hazard. You can kind of walk right over and fall off the edge. That railing does not quite cut that off. But I feel like there's going to be something else there. Obviously, there'll be some windows if nothing else. And then over here we have what the instructions indicate is a Lego display. It's part of minifigure history. So not a Lego display, but clearly they're meant to be Lego sets. So that's obviously the classic yellow castle. I'm guessing that's the treehouse. And obviously we have a Lego ship. I'm not sure if it's meant to be a specific ship. It doesn't say in the instructions. I am sure there are people online who have said exactly which kit that's supposed to be. But to me, the most one that stands out the most is the yellow castle. That is like one of those classic old Lego sets I've actually seen once for sale at the flea market. But yeah, I don't know if all the pieces were even there. It was cool that it still had its box though. We did add 2 more minifigures. We have a small child who look either scared. I guess you can put him like in front of the dinosaurs and have him look scared. Or I have him up here in the space area because that's where he was built for. Posing with the Brachiosaur skeleton. And then a character, his mom, his sister, I don't know. She does appear to be a female though. Also 2 faces, kind of a smug face with a little mole there. And I guess the face that says, the item you want from the gift shop is how much? Still got the mole, and she does have a prosthetic leg. Something we've been seeing a lot more in Lego recently. Of course, the Echo minifigure from the Marvel Studios set had that. And one of the most recent collectible minifigure series, the one that this little fellow's from, had a racer with 2 blade legs like that. So, always nice to see some inclusivity. This is also crooked. There we go. Always nice to see some inclusivity in here. Obviously, we don't have a character in a wheelchair because the museum area is clearly not ADA compliant. It does not have an elevator. But we finished the front facade of the first floor. We have our doors, we have our windows, and then around the back we have some more detail work. So yeah, originally when I started putting this together, I thought that was like a tap that was leaking. It's actually going to be a drain pipe. We have a little plant growing in the constant run of water under it. And then we have a trash can. Now, we of course have one of my favorite things for Lego sets once they're complete. There's like string and decals that I don't like while building. When complete, we do have a trash can here with things that aren't aren't fastened down, so they can fall out. But we also have this cute little dog who's clearly very interested in this discarded dinosaur bone, which again, I feel like that's more evidence towards the corruption of the mayor of Legoland and the person that runs the museum, and that they're just throwing out dinosaur bones. They're covering up paleontological digs, throwing out remains. It's a very shady sort of a thing. I do quite like our solar system over here. If we can get that a little closer to the camera. Of course, the bigger this gets, the more unwieldy it gets, a little harder it gets to move it around. I like our solar system. It's, I think, nicely done. I feel like that probably should face the other way. I guess if you're looking at it from the front, though, this looks right. From the side that the minifigures look at it from, that looks a little funky. This little like satellite here, I think, is really cool. And I guess that's supposed to be some sort of like a space settlement. I mean, obviously that's a car, but the rest of it, yeah, I mean, it didn't say it for the section. This was all the space stuff, but it could be another Lego kit reference like these three are over here. But I am pleased with how it's coming along. It looks every bit as wonderful as I had hoped it would. Keep knocking over that figure. And yeah, I'm very, very happy so far. I'm not sure how many more bags we have left, but we're over halfway through the instruction book. And yeah, there's a fair number of fiddly bits in this. The fence in particular, I think, looks really good, but it was also took a long time to put that together. And what's gonna go there? More fence. I guess we'll finish that fence off when we finish the trees that'll be there. That'll probably be in the last section once we have done the roof. But yeah, we still have the rest of the second floor to go, including the entire front of it. We have the whole roof, and we have our little final embellishments. We have looks like a post box over here. We'll have some trees there. We'll finish the pillars, which honestly, that actually would be a good idea if you wanted to do like a Back to the Future clock tower. Those pillars look good for that. Good for doing an MOC of the clock tower, which I'm sure people have done. But I think one more video should do it. So I got through 10 bags this time. We'll get through however many are left. I mean, I know there's less than 30 bags here, so I think we should be able to finish it next time. Maybe the next one will go a little bit longer, but I think we'll finish it. I'm looking for like that last. I mean, we've done up to step 200 through 281, and there are a total of 552. So yeah, we're about a little over half, but we'll get there. We still have a few more minifigures to find. We still have a lot more wall to build, some more windows. I'm sure a few more displays to go up here, like in this area. And so it's a fairly easy build. I mean, I've never seen the stairs, I think, done this way before. Every time I do like one of these sets, the stairs always ends up being a new way of doing stairs. Similar maybe to other ones, but different in ways that count. But a lot of fiddly bits. And look, this is not sitting properly. Again, I think it'll sit better once we have more weight on it. It's not sitting down quite right. That, or I've just not got something fastened together quite right. But I'll take a look at that and try to fix it, because yeah, it seems like right here is where our problem is. Oh, there we go. That got it. Something was probably just not quite straight. But that'll wrap us up for part 2. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. I certainly have been. It's work, and these rock crusher hands do have trouble with some of the smaller bits, but we're getting there. We are getting there. And I'm gonna go put this back in the village now, under construction, put my little construction workers back on it until I go and make part 3 and finish it. So I hope you found this part at all interesting or entertaining. If you did, go ahead, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave comments as far as what you think. I mean, do you know exactly which kits these are meant to be? Let me know. Also, is that meant to be a kit, or is it really just supposed to be like a moon base? Again, let me know in the comments. and I will see you in the next video, which should appear over here somewhere and be part 3 to this.